All right. Okay, we in the house. Good morning, millionaires. Give me a replay, gang. If you were watching a replay, my name is Haziq Ali. We do this 7 days a week. It's all designed to help you go further, faster, with less effort. This is check-in time. So what I'd like you to do is make sure you subscribe to the page, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Regardless, it's very important that you get to a place where you make something different a part of your routine. Your life don't change in a day. Your life changes in the daily. It's all about the things that you change consistently, right? One of the things that I want to suggest you do this week that's a little different is the technique of the week. I'm gonna give it to you, right? I don't care what kind of business you got, right? This technique I'm about to, yeah, let's start that check-in. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Michelle? Mr. Terry in the house. Hey, New, you missed a heck of a weekend, bro. My man Corey 19 in the house. All right, so here's the technique of the week, y'all. What I challenge you to do is come up with 50 different, write down 50 names that you love, right? Put them all on your list, and then you stare at that list and you say, what am I going to say to these people? I'm about to tell you what you say. This is your technique of the week. Somebody give me technique of the week in the comments. Technique of the week. Technique of the week. Somebody give me technique of the week in the comments. Tampa, Florida in the house. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the technique of the week. You call them up and you say, hey, man, I know we ain't talked in a while, but I'm working on a project. Do you know anybody with 2 jobs that might be looking to get rid of one of them? If not, it's no big deal. All they can do is say no, yes, or heck yes. Yeah. So all I'm saying is if you use that technique right there, it's a really slick way to expose your business, but it's rejection free. Did y'all see what we did there? It's impossible for them to stop you or get mad at you because you never asked them were they trying to do it. You just said, do you know anybody who will? Hey, tell them, Mr. Terry. Me and Mr. Terry just now talked right before the weekend. So you tried it, Mr. Terry. I love that. Mr. Terry was like, man, I can't get my team to do it until I do it myself. That's leadership right there. Shouts out to Mr. Al Terry. I love that. Tell him, Ali. We just came off Women That Win. That was an incredible thing. So that was your technique of the week. I hope that was powerful for you. Let them know what city you calling in from, y'all. Let's get that check-in going. I really feel like we have a shot here, y'all, to change our lives. This 90-day challenge. I've been slowing down, putting new techniques out there because I didn't want to overwhelm nobody. But if you're going to commit to the technique of the week, let me see it in the comments. Somebody give me technique of the week if you didn't already, and then give us a share. We about to get this party started. Good morning, millionaires. I'm going to call in on the live line in just a second. But let us see where you're from. Let them know what city you're from, y'all. Let them know what kind of business you have. Hey, Tanisha, we missed you this weekend, baby girl. I'm glad you're doing good, though. Wilmington in this house. All right, let me call in on this line.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you.
Please enter your... Thank you. Please announce yourself.
Very spaced out.
All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody is feeling incredible this wonderful Monday morning. Think about it, y'all. This could be the best Monday you've ever lived on planet Earth. Isn't that an incredible feeling? Kiwi in the house. What's up, Kiwi? Michael Joe in the building. What up, man? So check it out. Man, you better. What you mean you're going to try to make the new? For those that don't know, September, right? Labor Day weekend. Leverage over Labor Day weekend. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be up in New York City. We cannot wait. I cannot wait to meet so many of you in person that we ain't got to meet yet. I can't wait to impart whatever, meek, humble spirited lessons that I have for you. And a bunch of my millionaire friends, we're going to have a ball. Labor Day weekend is going to be incredible. I know we're going to have some women that win in the building. That's right. I'm there too, Mrs. Going. So we talking about this morning, Diamond. You would have had a ball this weekend. Diamond, do you hear me? Oh, my goodness. But what we're talking about today is building confidence. That was kind of like a common theme this weekend. And I was like, shoot, man, some of the fellas need some of this. You know what I mean? The women were in there building each other up, y'all, empowering each other. It was amazing. But I'm going to tell you, what we realized and what came up over and over again is that whether you think you can or think you can't, you're absolutely right. Can somebody give me that in the comments and then give me a share? Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're absolutely right. And in my quest to like get better at things, a lot of times what I will do, y'all, is I will jump out there and I will study different people who seem like they're not necessarily in the same world, so I can discover little things that make their situation work or make their situation fail even. I don't care if I'm talking about a stranger and I'm asking them about their marriage. It could be an Uber driver and I'm asking them how they got to this point in life. I'm always trying to figure out everything I can from different people in their lives. I'm always trying to mine people's minds for some knowledge I can use for mine. You know what I mean? Well, FBI agents are amazing because when you show up to the FBI Academy, you're something like a superhero in training, but you don't feel like a superhero. As a matter of fact, they put you through months and months of dangerous and awkward situations before you even realize that, like, dang, I'm actually an efficient agent now. Boosting confidence is the primary goal before they send any agent into the field. Think about that, y'all. Think about that. Boosting their confidence is the main thing. Way before they send you out there and you got a gun and a badge, your heart's racing, your palms are sweating, right? And you got to do it anyway. On your first day, you're going to be filled with doubt. How many of us are filled with doubt as we begin to approach the activities that we know we need to do to grow our business? It's not like if we were looking at ourselves from the outside, we couldn't easily say to ourselves, look, all you need to be doing is this. But what makes us not do it? FBI agents, to me, is a really visceral example of what it feels like to get uncomfortable, right? You never shot a gun. You never arrested a foreign spy. You never made an arrest, period, right? But these challenges are going to push you outside of your comfort zone, even in a moment where you're still just considering how it's going to go. Millionaires, entrepreneurs are the same exact way. Leaders are the same exact way. Business owners are the same exact way. Confidence is the cornerstone of leadership. Think about that. With no confidence, you're not even going to have the fortitude to let the other virtues happen. I think it was Lady Bird Johnson that said confidence is the most important of the virtues, because without that one, you can't even experience the others. So what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to give you 7 ways that FBI agents boost their confidence. If you're ready for the first one, give me a number 1 and a share. Give me a number 1 and a share. Let's get it. Let's get it. That's right, Ali. Give us a number 1 and a share if you're ready for the first one. I'm going to run through these 7 real quick. I challenge you as you're running through them to kind of pick out which one is your favorite, because at the end, I'm going to ask you to tell us, let us know which of these 7 you're going to commit to using, AKA which is your favorite. I appreciate that, Tanisha. Appreciate that, Corey. Hey, Corey, they showed out this weekend. Do you hear me, bro? Vita Lachey was in the house. Appreciate that, Queen. Let's go. Let's go. What entrepreneur friends we got in the house? Who shared this with an entrepreneur they know? Who's letting them know on their list? They're like, man, I got something you got to check out. Shout out some of your business owner friends now. Let's go. All right, here's the first one. Push through self-limiting beliefs. Push through self-limiting beliefs. As children, a lot of times we feel like we can conquer the world. Half the time we feel like we can fly and everything. Like we go ahead and just make that leap to superpowers. Not only having, a power, but we also take it to having superpowers when we're children. But somewhere between childhood and adulthood, right? Somewhere between the faith of childhood and the abject fear of when reality has already bitten us up as adults, our enthusiasm and our natural inclination to dream big starts to get squashed. Can I get a witness? Parents and teachers start imposing their own beliefs onto us about what we can do, what we can't do. And this is all their opinion, what they think we're suited for, what they think we ain't suited for. But this is all opinion, what they can do and what they can't do, which is what they end up projecting onto us. Millionaires. When you start talking about something like the FBI Academy, right? If the instructors at the FBI Academy weren't pushing you past your limiting beliefs, I'm going to tell you something. They don't even deserve their job. They weren't even doing their job. So how do you make this thing work for you? How do you make this concept, number one, of pushing through self-limiting beliefs? Because it all sounds good on paper. Here's how you do it, y'all. You find your limits by exposing yourself to different situations that make you uncomfortable. And then pushing through it and seeing whether you can pull it off or whether you can't. Once you have confidence in yourself, you're going to be amazed what you can accomplish. But more importantly, and more maybe accurately, you're going to be amazed at how easy it actually was. It actually turned out it didn't even need that much. Anybody ever experienced that? Somebody say your fears are illusion. Your fears are illusion, and then give me a second one. Give me a number. Give me a share. Your fears are illusion. If you understand this first one, and then let's keep moving. I know that I'm not the only one who's experienced that moment where after you finally push through the fear, all this imaginary crap in your head, it ain't the grass growing, it ain't the wind blowing. It's all a mental construct. And I know I'm not the only one that has pushed through this stuff and then been like, that was it. It wasn't even a big deal, right? Your fears are illusion. Your fears are illusion. The devil is a liar, y'all. Y'all know I ain't lying. Your fears are illusion. Man, shouts out to my man Tracy Brown, killing that TikTok. Trey, I was like, man, you gotta holler at me, bro. You killing that TikTok. We gotta talk about how to make that work, baby. All right, here's the second one. That's right, Diamond. Your fears are illusion. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Uhura. Your fears are illusion. Here's the second one. Never confuse memory with facts. If you want to boost your confidence like FBI agents, never confuse memory with facts. Never confuse memory with facts. Check it out, y'all. Maybe you knew this, maybe you didn't, but our memory does not store information just like it's presented to us. Instead, what we do is we extract the gist of the experience and we store it in a compartment that helps us make sense of it. Does that make sense? That's why I teach you that a lot of times you don't learn while you're awake. A lot of times you don't learn till you go to sleep because of the way your brain works. You know, we're entrepreneurologists around here. It's not just the entrepreneur mindset, but it's how the brain works. Check it out. A lot of ways we don't remember things the way it happened. We remember in a way that helps us to utilize what we call confirmation bias. This is why people that are witnessing the same event, a lot of times will have different versions of what happened. Your brain has a built-in confirmation bias. Somebody give me that in the comments. Confirmation bias. Confirmation bias. This means that it stores information consistent with your own beliefs, with your own values, with your current self-image. You know, if you believe that people are mean, then you store when the bus driver snapped at you as confirmation of the way you already feel about life. Do you hear me? This is a selective memory. And then you block out all the people that greeted you with a smile and an embrace and a hug or a pound. You get what I mean? Because what your brain is doing is storing the stuff that fits who you say you are and that fits the way you say that life is. So if you have low self-esteem, your brain tends to store information that confirms your lack of confidence. Can somebody hear me out there? This is going to be all you remember about a specific event. That's why number 3 is so important, but I'm not going to go ahead of myself. What I want you to understand, y'all, is that it is time for us to revisit the facts of some of these memories that are loading you with self-limiting beliefs. It's time for us to revisit some of the facts and try to gain a more accurate perspective on the event. Talk with others that might have a different perspective. I dare you. Millionaires, somebody say, never confuse memory with facts and give me a share. Never confuse memory with facts and give me a share. You know, one of the responsibilities of leadership is to see it as it is, not worse than it is and not better than it is, but as it is. A lot of times, man, that confirmation bias can be a killer. Here's the third one, y'all. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Somebody give me talk to yourself in a share. Talk to yourself. I know what you've been told. You've been told only crazy people talk to themselves. Check this out. The crazy people answer themselves. But you got to learn to talk to yourself, baby. The winners talk to themselves. The losers listen to themselves. You hear what I'm saying to you? I know it sounds crazy to you. Did an exercise this weekend that was amazing. Where Mrs. McCambry, the kind of like facilitator of the whole event, she's the COO of our company and everything, you know, millionaire by the mid-20s, et cetera, so forth. But she was talking about how crazy her upbringing was. Right now, I know I'm veering off FBI agents, but hey, you know what I mean? She was just talking about like how when she grew up, you know, I hope she wouldn't mind me sharing this, but she was talking about her mom, how her mom would be like, hey, little ugly, and hey, little black girl, you know, and talk to her in this way that would keep her, as her mom felt it, humble. She felt that talking to her that way would keep her from getting a big head because she was light skinned with a kind of like hair texture and all this stuff. And that was her mother's way of helping her to not walk around and have the big head. What she ended up doing was giving her a line of thought, a groove. If you've ever seen a record, how it has these grooves carved in a record, and then all you do is put the needle on the record and spin the record, and then the song starts to play. Where are we getting these song lyrics? Where are we getting the beat? Where are we getting the music? We're getting it from parents, preachers, teachers, and well-meaning, but a lot of times underachieving friends. So what do? Instead of listening to ourselves, y'all, where we think we're thinking when really we're just playing recordings, instead of listening to ourselves, we're going to talk to ourselves. Somebody give me talk to yourself and then give me a share. Talk to yourself and then give me a share. If you're feeling something I'm giving you right now, talking to yourself, studies show it makes you smarter. Talking to yourself improves your memory. Talking to yourself can help you focus. Talking to yourself even increases athletic performance. Just talking to yourself. This weekend, they did an exercise where she gave everybody a compact mirror because she said, this is how you fight those self-limiting beliefs. This is how you fight that conditioning and that programming that a lot of times came to you from people outside yourself. You were nothing but a sponge. You were a blank slate and you didn't even have a piece of chalk. You were a blank slate and you didn't even have a piece of chalk. You were just there, blank, waiting for somebody else to tell you who you are. Do you hear me? There's this documentary called The Human Brain that talks about how we say between 300 to 1,000 words to ourselves per minute. Somebody give me that in the comments so I'll make sure you get it. We say about 300 to 1,000 words to ourselves per minute. 300 to 1,000 words per minute. We say 300 to 1,000 words per minute to ourselves. Think about that. So, you know, taking it back to the FBI, what the Navy SEALs do, right? What the special forces do is they use the power of positive self-talk as a way of getting through these tough times. Like I give you an example. They'll instruct the recruits to be mentally positive, to be mentally tough and speak positive They force the recruits to be mentally tough and speak positively to themselves because they know that that helps them override these instructions that their limbic brain is giving them. I don't want to get too deep, right? But you have something called the lizard brain that basically is the high schooler you got inside. In other words, it controls you being hungry, it controls you being horny, and it controls you being selfish. That's the limbic brain, but it also controls your fear. And what happens is when you talk to yourself, when you get mentally tough and speak positive to yourself, you can learn how to override that primal part of the brain that causes anxiety or helps us deal with discomfort by making us aware that we're uncomfortable. How do we make this work for ourselves? Yeah, per minute, y'all, per minute. How can we make this work for ourselves, y'all? How can we make this work for ourselves? Be positive. Millionaires, you got to be positive. The plus sign, not the negative, that minus sign. You got to be positive because the way you talk, there's somebody very important listening when you speak, and that's you. There's a miracle under your nose. There's a miracle right under your nose. It's called your mouth. Be positive because the way you talk to yourself is influencing not only the way other people see you, because you start to show them the effects of this self-talk. Now your shoulders are slumping. Now you're walking around moping, right? When you say, I know what to do here, or when you see things as a challenge, if you say it's going to come to me when you forget something you were about to say, when you say, I'm going to know once I figure it out, instead of I don't know. What you're doing is you're turning these things into a challenge instead of a problem. You've turned your response into something that makes you stronger instead of helps you to reinforce your weakness. Millionaires, somebody say, talk to yourself and give me a share. Talk to yourself. That's right. That's right. Somebody give me a talk to yourself and give me a share. I still got 3 more for you. If you know an entrepreneur that needed to hear this, if you have an accountability partner, which one of these is your favorite so far? Which one of these are you going to adopt? Which one of these are you going to go a little bit harder with? I'm challenging you right now. Here's number 4. We talking about FBI agents and how they get it cracking. Here's number 4. Talk to yourself. That's right. Talk to yourself now. Here's number 4. Think positive to overcome your negativity bias. Think positive so that you overcome your negativity bias. Now, I worded that specifically that way for a reason. Can somebody give me that in the comments and in a share? Think positive to overcome your negativity bias. Since the early days, millionaires, since the very early days of human history, human beings have been dealing with some of the same stuff. You're either going to learn to get lunch or be lunch. It's a dog eat dog world. Which dog are you, right? Our natural negativity bias keeps us safe from danger. And it's happened that way for thousands of years. But check it out, y'all. Not every new thing is some kind of threat to our survival. Not every different experience is some kind of threat to us. But what happens is this negativity bias that we hold so close to us and dear, it starts to chisel away at our confidence because we're hardwired to pay attention to everything we've ever done wrong. That's a negativity bias. FBI agents, though, are taught to hunt for the good stuff. It can be hard, y'all, because positive information is like Teflon for some reason, right? It easily falls away, but the negative stuff is like Velcro. All right. So again, that's just theory. How do we make this work? Y'all? That's just theory. How do we make it work, though? Whoever that is watching from Entrepreneurishment, you better bring your butt to YouTube. That's why it's coming up Facebook user, because you ain't on YouTube rocking with us. Yeah. Think positive. So here's how we make this work. Overcome this negativity bias. Here's how we make it work. That's right. Millionaires, somebody say 5 for 1. 5 for 1, and then give me a share. 5 for 1, and then give me a share. Somebody give me a 5 for 1. What do I mean by that? Come up with 5 positive thoughts to counter every 1 negative. This is what we mean by overcoming your negativity bias. Your job from now on as one of the millionaire minded. Thank you for those shares, y'all. Really appreciate it. You are helping to change the world. The universe gives to the givers, just like it takes from the takers, right? So welcome if you're just now joining us. What's up? But check it out, y'all. 5 for 1. What I'm saying is, it ain't just you who ignores everybody, shows you love under your picture, and then give all your attention to the one hater. This is what we do in life. So 5 for 1. 5 for 1. What are we saying? We're saying, millionaires, you will change your entire life if you will adopt the technique of coming up every time you come up with a negative thought and you catch yourself. You come up with 5 positive thoughts to counter that. Here's the second step. Let every positive thought sit for 20 seconds before you move on to the next positive thought. So you just marinate on the fact that I am strong. I am beautiful. I love helping people. I love celebrating other people's success. I love healing other people's pain. You can pick whichever one you're going to go, but what if you just let it sit on yourself for 20 seconds? Here's the third step, y'all. Here's the third step. What if you acknowledged both the good and the bad emotions? What if you acknowledge that? Here's the fourth step. What if you let go instead of trying to suppress the bad stuff? What if you just let go? Let it be what it is, right? And then here's number 5. Instead of judging yourself, what if you label that emotion for what it truly is? What if you label those things, right? And then you're able to move on because you compartmentalize it. What if instead of you entering into some inner dialogue about the negative emotion and how you suck for feeling this way and what's wrong with you and you beating yourself up, what if you labeled it and then you moved on? What if you aren't your emotions? What if we learn to separate, not you're scared, but that made you nervous? Something about that was uncomfortable for you. And then you move on. Like, okay, it was uncomfortable, but I did it anyway. Because what happens is the next time that discomfort pops up, guess what you now have the fortitude to be able to do? Do it anyway, because you're going to remember this experience you gave yourself. Here's number 5, though. And that's why number 5 is important. Somebody give me raise your curiosity level and then give me a share. Raise your curiosity level and then give me a share. Dang, man, we running out of time. What I mean by raise your curiosity level is that whether you're an FBI agent or anybody who just wants to be confident and successful, curiosity is the foundation for lifelong growth. If we remain curious, we remain teachable, y'all. And our minds and our hearts grow larger every day. We can retain our beginner's mind by always looking forward and discovering new experiences, always uncovering new information. You got to stay curious, baby. Raise your curiosity level. Some of us become so cynical. We've seen it all before. We've done it all. We in a new place. We ain't even looking around with wonder and amazement and mystery. Millionaires, if you want to be more successful, if you want to be more confident, raise your curiosity level, because your fear is only coming from ignorance. You're just scared of what's around that corner because what? You don't know. So what if as a lifestyle choice, you began to ask more questions? What if you became more curious? It makes your mind active instead of passive. It makes you more observant of new ideas because the brain don't work off pressure. The brain works off stimulation. It opens up new worlds and possibilities. It creates this adventurous response, right? That always leads you in some new direction. No, that was still number 5, Corey. Number 5 was raise your curiosity levels. Number 6 is overcome self-doubt. We're about to go get to our affirmations. Our affirmations is all about overcoming that self-doubt as well. If you lack self-confidence, you always gonna feel like you at the mercy of other people. Once you assume that victim mentality, you're no longer resilient, right? FBI agents, though, don't have that luxury because they have to go where they're needed, not where they feel most comfortable. Millionaires, FBI agents find themselves assigned investigations that they have no idea how to solve. But the thinking is always this: drop me into the middle of any squad or any situation, anytime, anywhere. I won't be scared because I'm confident I know how to succeed wherever I am. Put me anywhere on God's green earth, I'll triple my worth. So how do you make that one work for you? How do you make that FBI tactic work? Nobody but you is stopping you, right? If that's what you want to accomplish, you better get busy with the idea. It's time to identify the areas where you doubt yourself and then remove those barriers. Number 7 is face your fears. Number 7, the last one I got for you is face your fears, y'all. And I feel like I've said that in 7 different ways, but I'm just going to flat out say it. Face your fears, y'all. Face your fears. Hey, you better tell them, Diamond. You better tell them. You better tell them. Ashley. All right, so here we go, y'all. Face your fears. It's the last one I got for you. It's affirmation time. We feel in control. We ain't afraid. We have a level of comfort with something. It's not as scary. When we don't feel in control, we don't think clearly because our emotional brain starts to take over. Now our emotions are in the driver's seat. This is why fear often seems random and irrational. It's because our emotions are random and the very opposite of rationality. So to increase safety, what FBI agents are taught to do is move closer to the threat. It does no good to avoid it. It does no good to deny it. It does no good to ignore it. As a matter of fact, all of that makes it worse. So what FBI agents are taught to do is move closer to you. How do you make this work for you? Think about your worst fear. Spend time with it. Now, make your fear worse by getting closer to it. Now, imagine the worst that could happen, millionaire. And then watch how that makes you chuckle because you're like, man, there's no way. Now, while you're imagining the worst that can happen, focus on your breathing. You ever notice when you breathe out, sometimes your stomach gets bigger? It's really supposed to shrink in when you breathe out. We don't even breathe right. Ain't that crazy? When you breathe in, your diaphragm should get bigger. You just brought in air. And when you breathe out, it should get smaller. We don't even breathe right. Is that crazy? We are literally programmed to fail, y'all. We love money, but we hate sales. I always talk about that one too. But anyway, you're imagining the worst that can happen. You start focusing on your breathing and you didn't die, did you? You're on your way. All I'm saying to you this morning, millionaires, is if you don't believe in yourself, how you expect anybody else to? Repeat after me. I am